Martin, you know that one of the toughest issues for a Catholic to vote for or support Senator Obama is the abortion issue.
We take a very personal view of abortion and of life. As a young fellow in New York, my wife and I, we had 3 children very, very close from 1962 to 1966. We had 3 children. I was an unemployed actor for much of that time, and my future was always dicey, and I went from job to job. But our 4th pregnancy, we were very concerned about how we were going to get on. So we went to visit a therapist, and the therapist asked, well, you know what to expect. You know what's happening in your body and what you can anticipate. You've been through it 3 times, so that's a given. What you don't know is the effect if you destroy this pregnancy. And that's what you have to be willing to accept. And we left that session with the absolute confidence that we had to have this child. That child's name is Charlie Sheen.
Something has happened on this issue that is very regrettable, and that is Republican partisans have taken hold of this issue and have convinced a large number of our fellow Catholics that the only way to be pro-life is to be focused on the institution of the Supreme Court of the United States. All of this starts with this case, Roe versus Wade from 1973. And a great deal of effort has been placed over the last 30-some years in reversing that case as the ultimate statement of being pro-life. The point is that it's not the only way to be pro-life, and indeed it's not even a very effective way to be pro-life. The Supreme Court 5 times has refused to overturn that case. It's highly unlikely that even with new appointments that John McCain thinks he might be able to appoint to the court that they would reverse. And even if they did reverse, it would just return the decision to the states. And in the meantime, there are women facing the tragic moral dilemma of abortion every day. And most of those women, many of those women, are in the worst of circumstances. This is bad economic times for us all, but there are people who are hurting very badly, that they're alone, that they're without work, they're without decent shelter, they may already have a number of children, and they just simply don't know how they could manage welcoming another. We know from our own experience in our parishes and in our local communities, if a woman facing this dilemma comes to us and we take the time not to turn away but to express our love of neighbor by saying, I can help, I can give you some resources, I can put you in touch with people who can help you get a job, I can help you stay in school, that more often than not a woman will make the choice for life. And Senator Obama says, it's time to bring the government alongside, to have an open hand of compassion for this woman. One other important aspect of his very good policy on this is that it opens the door to the rest of the Catholic tradition. So many people have been painted into this corner by this one issue that until they get that one issue right, they haven't been able to see the importance of addressing health care as a human right. They haven't been able to see the importance of addressing the needs of a living wage for the working family. They haven't been able to see the obligation we have to be good stewards of the environment. They haven't been able to see our obligation to these wonderful immigrant families that are among us, that are laboring so hard in jobs, sending money back to their home countries and holding their families together and being exploited by the legal system that doesn't recognize their presence. All of our faith has so many great things that it urges upon us to do with respect to each of those topics. If we get stuck on one, we dishonor life in the name of honoring it. And Senator Obama's method is an approach both gives us the opportunity to promote human life, to help give that insight that you and your young bride had about your 4th child, that to welcome life and at the same time to welcome these other aspects of our faith.
It's a form of gospel social justice. You know, that you can't really come to the temple without having made amends to your neighbor. To live a just life, basically, is inclusive of the whole community. I think we are a church of community. It is community, and it's universal. And part of it is the right not to be poor, not to be left out, not to be excluded.
Right.
And so I think that Senator Obama makes that very clear, and he has done it in his own personal life as well as his career, and I think we can look forward to that in his administration.